Good evening, my Arsenal fans. Neomas here, coming up with you with another video here today. It is quarter to 1 in the morning. Apologies for the lateness of the video, but I had to watch the game a bit later than everybody else, and luckily the game was on Amazon Prime, which meant that I just needed to rewind the game. And I've just finished watching the game, and I have to say that the game more or less is around what I thought it would be. Now, the result, obviously, everybody should know by now: three Man United, Arsenal two, in what always thought it would have been was a competitive performance between Arsenal and Man United. Man United, for me, even though I think they have some great attacking players, quite a lot of them I would also take at Arsenal. I don't feel that Man United are quite in the sphere of being able to properly compete with Liverpool, with Chelsea, and with City. Even though Man United did get a draw against Chelsea, for me to be really honest, I don't think that they're on that type of level. Nevertheless, I did think that this game was going to be a tough one. I did think that Arsenal would be competitive, but I did think that they would lose in the end. In the video that I uploaded yesterday, well, now 2 days ago now, I said that Arsenal would get a 2-1 loss. Not quite that. Ended up being a 3-2 loss. Goals from Smith Rowe and from Odegaard for Arsenal, and then two goals from Cristiano Ronaldo for Man United and Fernandez. And yeah, that was kind of really the end of that for Arsenal. Now, I know that there's a lot of fans out there that thought that we were going to win, are probably very down about the win. Then on the other side, you got a lot of Arsenal fans who are probably pretty angry, um, probably to Odegaard for kind of giving away the penalty that which led to Man United's third goal, and just kind of overall maybe not winning. But I do have to say that for me, and I'm going to repeat some of the things I talked about in my last video, and that I don't, these aren't the sides that I expect Arsenal to be. I don't expect Arsenal to be going out there and beating any of the top four sides from last season. Like, I don't. And I don't care how badly Man United have played so far this season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The fact of the matter is that they have enough quality in that side to be able to get them out of this position. And now that the season is going on and we're seeing how the games have been played across all sides, not just Arsenal, we're seeing how the table looks like. And you got to say that once we get to 19 games, that gives us our first kind of real clear indication. I'm going to be doing a video about the first 19 games, except, well, first 20. I won't be counting the Norwich result because we've already faced Norwich, and I want to do it fairly so that we count how do Arsenal look after playing every single team in the Premier League once, and that would be the Wolves game, which is after that. And I personally think after these next five games, including the Wolves game, but taking out the Norwich game, I think Arsenal could get 9 points from that. And I think they've got about 23 now, which would give us 32, which overall that means at the end of the season we'll get 64 points. 64 points would give us somewhere between fifth and sixth, in my opinion. Not quite good enough for top four, but we will be somewhere in that grade, just below there. And that is where Arsenal are right now, which shows progression for next season. Well, from the previous seasons. Now the question is, can they do that? Yes, I do think that they can do that. When you're looking at some of the good points about this game, you had the likes of Gabriel Martinelli. I thought he was superb in the game. Didn't get a goal, but did get an assist from the Odegaard goal. I thought played incredibly well. He probably is going to be a lot of young Sung hero. Did a lot of the hard graft. Tried, and tried some more, and showed his impact and showed the type of value that he could bring to the side. And that is something that we have to allow him to continue to show the manager and what he can really give against these teams. This game against Man United, if he could do it against Man United, then he can do it. I think it would be what, Sunday or Monday as our next game against Everton. No reason why he couldn't do it against Everton. Now, I mean, Everton are one of the games that are part of my six teams that Arsenal are generally competing with. So for me, that Everton game is going to be a draw, a minimum draw. I'd like a win, but like you can't sleep on the teams that are around us. So far, we've done well against the teams that are around us, and have really messed up against the teams that I think Arsenal are better than, the likes of the Brentfords, the Palaces, and the Brightons. So hopefully, we can get the 3 points out of here. But for me, I will accept a draw, and I'll kind of be happy with that. At least so far. Other good points from the game. I thought that Odegaard took his goal really well. Well done to him. But also very bad from Odegaard for conceding the penalty. Like, what were you thinking going to ground again? Because he did exactly the same thing in the previous game against Newcastle. The only difference is that it was never pointed out. And I remember all the pundits saying Arsenal got away with one for that game, and it's come back and bit us in the arse. So Odegaard, very good, but very bad from you, kind of all rolled into one. Smith Rowe, I gotta give you credit for your goal, even though personally it was probably going to be the most controversial goal ever. It should have been a goal, but let's be really honest. If you're going to be really harsh on Arsenal in terms of the performance and the result, if Fred had not stood on De Gea, that goal would have never have happened. I mean, the shot was pretty tame. It bounces as well to kind of soften, the direction towards goal. In my opinion, I think that De Gea would have caught it, and that would have been the end of that. No one would have even kind of talked about it. But I think due to the letter of the law, the fact that the referee didn't blow his whistle before the ball went in the back of the net, you have no choice but to let that goal in. And rightfully so. So well done to Smith Rowe for scoring a goal, adding another goal tally to his record. God, looking to see how many goals that Smith Rowe has actually scored so far in this half season. I think he's done really, really well. Our number 10, my number 10. So to all of the Smith Rowe supporters, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Well done to Smith Rowe for that. I thought the defense for the most part were okay, as well as Ramsdale. I thought even though Ramsdale conceded three, he didn't do anything shockingly bad to whereby you said, "Oh God, it's fucking terrible. Ah, get him out." Like nothing of the sort. I thought Ramsdale was fine. It's just that he got beaten by some kind of well worked goals, whereby you could tell they did work on the training ground for those goals as well, and also some kind of bad defending as well that I'm going to get onto in a second from certain midfield players. But overall, I thought the back line were fine. Tomiyasu, I thought was really good. Gabriel doing some good shifting. Ben White having a little bit of trouble at times with Ronaldo, but I think overall he did pretty well. And Tavares, being Tavares, I thought played a really nice game as well. On top of that, now to some of the bad parts. Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey for the two Man United goals from open play was positionally should have been better. Should have done better with those. Should have done better in order to be able to intercept those, so that Ronaldo and Fernandez should have not scored the goal. I've looked at the replay, particularly for the first goal, and El Nene is near Fred, trying to see if he could stop the pass. What Party should be doing is spotting the danger behind and around him, making sure that you're cutting the passing lanes out to see just in case if Fred passes it back to someone, and he just doesn't do that. He's just looking in the direction of Fred, and I mean that's it. Just ball watching, and Fernandez comes and just, I wouldn't say get a tap in, but just goes and directs it towards goal. There's nothing the goalkeeper could have really have done about it, just because in those types of situations you're expecting your defenders and a midfielder to help you in those type of situations. So for me, Thomas Partey gotta get a slap on the wrist for that. Same thing that goes again for the second goal. Again, it's just midfielders not being aware of the danger. And I know you can make an argument to say, well, it was Ronaldo, like he knows how to get away from midfielders and away from defenders. But like, come on, like, Party, you're supposed to be one of my guys. You're supposed to be like top draw player. So for me, I'm expecting more from Thomas Party overall. So I felt that he should have done a lot better in that kind of situation too. And then for me, I think finally in terms of who did badly was has to be Aubameyang. Watching the full game, just poor from him. If I had to give him a rating, I'd give him a three. Um, he got into some good positions, but some of those should have done better. Should have put at least one of those chances away. I think he had about three good chances throughout the whole game, and I felt that he should have put away at least one of them. Just not good enough from Aubameyang overall. He looks like he's unconfident. I really don't know what's happened. And as the game went on, I could tell that there were situations whereby we were hitting them on the counter attack, and near the end, particularly Martinelli wins the ball, drives the ball forward, passes it to Aubameyang. Like, I'm thinking he's gonna pass it back to Martinelli to take the shot, and even the announcer there was saying he's got to pass it back to Martinelli. He doesn't. He takes a shot, and even though he takes a shot and he gets it on target, like, it just lacks any type of ferocity. It lacks any type of conviction to say, boom, like, this is what this is me, Aubameyang. He gets none of that, and unfortunately, like, it's just another game where everybody's still out here talking. What was Aubameyang doing? Why is he on the pitch? It just no. It's not good enough for Aubameyang. For me, he was probably he was the worst player. Yeah, he was the worst player. And for me, I would have probably given him a three. Just not good enough overall. And hopefully, whatever's going wrong with him, hopefully, I hope he gets his confidence back. I don't know why it left in the first place. Like I said before, I feel that Lacazette should be starting to help Aubameyang, because I think he gets lost in games. Like, this team is not shaped and built to get to serve him. It's built and shaped for the betterment of the team, and he suffers when in these types of games like this. Um, so yeah, but nevertheless, onward and upwards. Like I said, it was a competitive game, which is how it should be. It's what I expect and what I like to see. And I just hope that the Arsenal fans out there aren't too disappointed. It is what it is. It's not that it's just Man United, but it's a Man United side who have a way better squad than us. We are still kind of rebuilding, and I definitely think a decision has to be made in terms of the route that we're gonna go for. Because if we're only gonna go after like young players, 21 and old and younger, then this team will almost never be ready. Um, I gotta say that. Like, I think long term we do need to get experienced players. Like, doesn't necessarily have to be like a 30 plus year old, but like, someone 24, 25, 26 that are like entering their prime, especially in key positions. When you're talking like a striker, whereby strikers need games. Like, your strikers should be some of the oldest guys on the pitch. And like, even before just doing this video, I saw a rumor about Dominic Calvert-Lewin being as one of the main targets for Arsenal. Like, I could understand that, and I could see how he could fit in with Arsenal. I I do worry about how much Everton are going to ask, and I think Everton are going to ask for stupid money, which is why we shouldn't which is why I don't think we'll get him. But someone of that mold, that ilk, or however it's pronounced, that Arsenal should be going after. But whoever else, I'm sure that there's going to be more rumors over the next few weeks as we get into the January transfer window. And I will say this, that I don't think that we will be looking to kind of bring in anyone unless it's on loan. I don't think there'll be anything permanent. But I think like Eddie will. No, even then, I don't think Eddie will go. I don't think Laka will go. But I do think that they'll probably sign pre-contract agreements with a club, and then in the summer, then they'll be free to go and do whatever it is that they want to do. But guys, thank you once again for watching the video. Leave your comments below on what you thought about the game. Like again, don't be get too caught up in this. Just remember the fact that like we're still rebuilding the squad. We're not on Man United's level, and I know that's probably going to be the kick in the teeth for a lot of Arsenal fans out there, is that we're not at their level. However, we were able to put in a performance that I think was a respectable performance. I think that the result was respectable. I can take that result because I know what the current situation here is. I can start to see the positives from the team. I still see the negatives. I still think that there's some stuff that Arteta's got to deal with, especially when you're looking at the wider squad. But nevertheless, there's still some positives there, and we got to look at that as a positive. So yeah. But leave your comments below on your thoughts on the game. Tell me what your score prediction was. Do remember to continue comment, liking, and subscribing. And I will see you all on my next video, which probably will be like Saturday, because I'm sure after this game there's just going to be a complete autopsy on how the game went. I'm sure there's going to be lots of people complaining, and yeah, lots of people bitching and moaning. But Neomis is, can honestly say, I saw the loss coming, and I'm not surprised. And yeah, it is what it is. On to the next one. We got Everton next. Let's go out. Let's get some points there and kind of take it from there. But until then, I will see you all on my next video. Peace.